Hello there and welcome to Horizons Anew, and we did an unboxing video a couple of days ago and I've had a chance now to fire up the system and take a look at the interface and the games and the emulation, and everything is absolutely amazing, having a great time with it. For me, this was a no-brainer that I was going to buy this product because I love Sega, I love the Mega Drive. The physical console was very, it was cool looking and a good throwback to the original. But if you're not necessarily that big of a Sega fan, or you're a bit more on the fence about whether you want to buy this product or not, in this video I want to look at some of the games on this Mega Drive Mini that are actually a good reason to get it. Now, I'm not going to be covering every single game, because quite frankly a lot of these games have been available on other compilations, and the cartridges themselves for the original hardware are pretty cheap and easy to come by. So these games are not necessarily a reason to buy this product, because you can play them in a variety of other places. So what I'm going to be concentrating on here is some of the games are a little bit more obscure, maybe a little bit more hard to find, maybe some overlooked games, or games where the original cartridge for the original hardware is ridiculous in price. And the fact that those kind of games are on this system is a really good reason to buy it. So let's look at some of the games that might make you want to buy a Mega Drive Mini. So first game up is Castlevania Bloodlines, or as it's known in its UK European release as Castlevania The New Generation. Something to do with not wanting blood in the title, I think. But yeah, this game is readily available, it seems, in Japan and America, but for some reason in Europe and the UK it's extortionately expensive. I mean, it is a great game, there's no denying that, but on eBay currently I've seen some going from 70, 100, 150 up to £200 for this game, and I can tell you it's definitely not worth £200. You can get this on the Castlevania collection on the Switch, and I think on the PS4 as well. So that is an option as well. But if you're not like a huge Castlevania game and you just want to experience a rare and really cool game, why not get a Sega Mega Drive Mini and play it on there? It really shows that Sega are taking this thing seriously by putting this game on there, because for many of us for so long there was just no way to play this game, and now you get to. And if you think about it, the Mega Drive Mini is $69.99 and this game can go for up to £200. So just by getting a Sega Drive Mini and playing this, you've kind of got your money's worth, I guess. So Darius has been ported to the Sega Mega Drive Mini. It was never actually released on the Mega Drive, but it's been released here, which is really cool, and obviously a really good kind of incentive to buy the Mega Drive Mini, because you can get this version of the game. Obviously it was originally an arcade game. I think it has had some releases, but it's a pretty good inclusion here and definitely makes the Mega Drive Mini an attractive proposition. I've played it a little bit. It's very challenging, as you can see from how much I'm sucking here on the gameplay, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm a big shmup fan, so this was a no-brainer for me. So, Eternal Champions. I was quite excited to get this one because I don't have the game for the original hardware, and the fact that it was going to be included on here was kind of a nice bonus and meant that I didn't have to buy it, because I'm currently doing a series of gorgeous fighting game backgrounds. Check out that video if you haven't, but I wanted to look at this game to sort of see what kind of backgrounds are in it, and it looks pretty cool. This one was made by Sega themselves, wasn't in the arcade or anything. It looks great, plays pretty well. I haven't got used to all of the special moves, so I am really bad, but yeah, it's going to require having a look at the special moves and mastering some of those. But yeah, having good fun with it, and it will probably be featured in part 2 of my gorgeous fighting game backgrounds. So check that out when it arrives. So here we have Mega Man The Wily Wars. This did see a limited release in Europe and Japan, but not in America. It was released on the Sega channel in America, but that was it really. So as you can imagine, this is a pretty rare game. Cartridges in the UK, I've seen some going for £260 on the cheap side and £350 on the more expensive side, which is absolutely crazy, but kind of demonstrates how rare this game is. Obviously in America the Sega channel is no more, and there was no physical release, so it's extremely rare, and people's ability to play this game just wasn't there for a long period of time. But Sega, you know, have stepped up and released it on the Mega Drive Mini, which is really cool because it gives a lot of people the opportunity to play it for the first time. It's essentially a 16-bit remake of Mega Man 1, 2 and 3. When I first saw adverts for this, it looked okay. I was kind of curious about it, but I gotta say, playing it, it looks a lot better than I was expecting and sounds a lot better than I was expecting. And having played the Mega Man collection on the 3DS, I just enjoyed myself a lot more with this game. It's difficult, but it's not ridiculous like those games. And yeah, I just love the aesthetic and the music, and it just, yeah, it's a really cool inclusion. And you don't have to pay $350 for the pleasure of playing it. You get it on your Sega Mega Drive Mini, which is really cool. So yeah, this is definitely up there as a prime reason to get the Mega Drive Mini. So speaking of expensive games, let's continue with Probotector, aka Contra Hardcore. Not sure why it's Probotector in the UK. It's a little bit annoying. They have changed some of the sprites in the game, so you play as these robots rather than the Contra characters. But it's still essentially the same game, just with different character sprites. It's absolutely awesome game. I have this on the Contra collection on the Switch as well, because yeah, all Contra games are pretty awesome, apart from the new one that was just released, but that's a separate matter. Anyway, this can go from, if it's cartridge only, about £40-50, but complete in box can be 100 plus. So this is not only one of the best games ever made, but also you don't have to spend that much money getting it, and it's a great inclusion to the Sega Mega Drive Mini. So yeah, this is one of the key reasons to get this console, I would say. Super Fantasy Zone. This is a game that's not really talked about too much. I don't see a lot of excitement about this game, but I really enjoy it. I've got the second one on the 3DS, and I played it a bit there. It's also released on the Sega Ages for PlayStation 2. That's a pretty good one as well. But it's a nice inclusion on this collection, just because shmups don't get as much love in the West. So it's good to see a good amount of shmups on this system. And this one is such a cute and fun and colourful game. And Oppa Oppa is one of my favourite characters. I don't know why, he just looks so cool. And yeah, it was a pleasant surprise to have this on the system. So sticking with the shmup theme, we have Thunder Force 3. Now the Thunder Force series is absolutely awesome and has some of the best music and some of the best graphics you're going to find on the Mega Drive, in my opinion. Thunder Force 3 is actually a game that I do not own. I do have Thunder Force 4, which is probably the superior game, I would say. But just the fact that it was going to be released on this system was a really nice bonus for me, and again meant I didn't have to buy it physically. Thunder Force, the only downside is that these games are hard as shit, as you can probably tell by the gameplay, where I am getting my ass handed to me, but they are really cool games, and yeah, great to have it on the system. World of Illusion just brings back so many memories from my childhood. Castle of Illusion is always the one that people talk about, but in all honesty, this is the one that I played the most of, and I have the most fond memories of. The fact that it was going to be on here just really got me excited, because I don't actually own it. The cartridge is not that expensive, it's probably easy enough to get. But obviously I've not seen it on any other compilations or anything, so its inclusion here is something really special for me, a chance to relive my childhood. And yeah, it's just a beautiful game, great animation. You can see here the levels just look absolutely awesome, and yeah, a great addition. Tetris on a Sega console. This is blasphemy. The inclusion of Tetris seemed a little bit strange to me. Sega had planned to release this on the Mega Drive, and they did produce a handful of cartridges in Japan, but not many, so it is a super rare game, and apparently isn't even that good. The version on the Sega Mega Drive Mini is sort of a new port of the game, which apparently plays better. I'm not entirely sure how you make Tetris play better or worse. It's just Tetris, I would have thought. But its inclusion here is pretty cool, considering that many of us never saw Tetris on the Mega Drive, and now we have it. So there you have it. Those are my selection of games that make the Mega Drive Mini worth purchasing. You may have your own thoughts and opinions and selection of games, but for me, those were the ones that really stood out when I was deciding whether to buy the Mega Drive Mini or not. And having played them, it just made it just cemented my decision to buy the Mega Drive Mini. So if you're on the fence about it, I hope this video helps you make a decision. If any of those games look good to you, then I would highly recommend getting a Mega Drive Mini, because not only are you getting those games, you're getting a whole bunch of classic Sega games as well, which may be available in other places, but still the fact that you have them all here in a nice package with some an actual console is worth a lot. So I would seriously consider that. And a handful of those games, you know, just by themselves are so expensive that having them on a Mega Drive Mini that costs £70 is kind of a no-brainer, really. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this makes your decision a little bit easier. And yeah, let me know in the comments how you were getting along with the Mega Drive Mini, if you have one. Let me know your thoughts on whether you're going to get one or not. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Give it a like. And yeah, just remember, Horizons Anew needs you.